All right, so we have our topics for local and entertainment, but we still need world, don't we?
Yeah, we still need our special.
Whoa!
What's the Scooby-Doo? They're coming after you. You're gonna solve that mystery. I see you, Scooby-Doo. The trail leads back to you. What's the Scooby-Doo? What's the Scooby-Doo? We're gonna follow you. We're gonna solve that mystery. I see you, Scooby-Doo. We're coming after you. What's the Scooby-Doo? Don't look back. You may find another clue. The Scooby Snacks will be waiting here for you. What's the Scooby-Doo? We're coming after you. We're gonna solve that mystery. I see you, Scooby-Doo. The trail leads back to you. What's the Scooby-Doo?
Good morning, Grizzlies.
I'm Memphis.
I'm Davis. A vampire virus has been found recently by scientists in Maryland. The virus, named Miniflare, has been discovered in soil samples in Maryland fields and roads. It was attached to a large virus, which are both bacteriophages, meaning a virus that infects bacteria in order to reproduce inside of it. And this smaller one was attached to a bigger one in order to use its reproductive resources in order to make copies of itself inside infected cells rather than the other one reproducing. Next up, a Boeing 747 cargo jet was forced to turn around after a horse escaped on board. They were forced to go back to JFK Airport while on a flight back to Belgium. A horse was successfully able to escape out of its cage. So far, we still don't know how the horse got free, but some say there weren't secure latches, and some turbulence broke the cage. Finally, the risk of volcanic eruption in Iceland has caused authorities to use a bulldozer so that they can dig a big trench to divert any potential lava from destroying key structures, as the volcano Sundeck is just about 2 miles away from Grindavik. We are still waiting on more information. To Memphis.
Thank you, Davis. If you haven't heard by now, there's a new ice cream vending machine here at our school. Installed on November 14th, this machine is the newest addition to our vending selection. This holds a variety of flavored popsicles, such as orangesicle, grape, and strawberry, as well as small ice cream sandwiches. Everything there costs only $1.25, so if you need a cold delight after a long day of learning, head over to the cafeteria and treat yourself to something sweet. Something not so sweet, though, is the recent collision in Portland. A streetcar and a TriMet Max train collided on November 13th at around 10 in the morning. The streetcar was heading south on Northeast 7th Avenue, and the train was heading west on Holiday Street when they collided and derailed. The operator of the streetcar was pinned after the collision, needing to be extracted from the after effects. He and a passenger of the same streetcar were taken to the hospital with minor injuries. Officials say the reason for this collision is currently unknown, but it's possible the operator made an error in judgment or there's something wrong with the signal. The intersection of the site has been cleared, but it's unsure when service will return to regular operations. And speaking of being unsure, over 6 businesses have reported their shop windows broken from vandalism. The incidents appear to be unrelated, but the frequency of these occurrences have increased over the last 2 months. At least one arrest was made after a man broke the front doors of Grocery Outlet with a golf club at around 6:30 a.m. However, most of these crimes remain unsolved. On November 12th at around 4:30 in the morning, cameras at Hunter Communications recorded footage of a man yelling and running in the streets before taking a hard object and throwing it at one of the exterior windows, according to Hunter employee Miles Bryan. He replies, quote, "It sounded like a very disturbed guy who was yelling. He was clearly just out of his mind." United Finance Brent Shop also recounts someone had thrown a rock at one of his storefront windows. He describes his issues of increased mental issues in people, quote, "We're seeing more and more of the craziness walk by," he says. So you might be wondering, how does this impact my safety when out in public? Well, based on reports that we have collected, it seems to be that these have only happened early in the morning. So, unless you like to go do some midnight shopping, you should be fine in the afternoon. But with that being said, be careful next time you head out on your local shop. You may never know what lie ahead. And now, we go over to Jesse with sports.
Thank you. Winter sports are finally here. Be on the lookout for boys and girls basketball, swimming, and wrestling. Jim Harbaugh, the head football coach for Michigan, has been suspended for 3 games because a team analyst was caught filming future opponents' play signs. Play sign stealing has been prohibited by the NCAA since 1994. Although Jim Harbaugh claims to have nothing to do with the sign stealing, the NCAA claims that it is a punishment for the university, not Harbaugh as an individual. Draymond Green and Rudy Gobert got into an altercation last Tuesday in which Draymond Green put Gobert into a headlock. It all started when a huge huddle of people were all crowded together when Klay Thompson and Jaden McDaniels got into a shouting match. Draymond took it way too far, and Coach Steve Kerr says, Draymond hurt the team, not Gobert. Now to Eli with entertainment.
Thanks, Jesse. Several movies are getting theatrical re-releases over the next few months. Saving Private Ryan is showing on the 19th and 20th of November for its 25th anniversary. Monty Python and the Holy Grail celebrates its 48th and a half anniversary with shows on December 6th and 3rd. A Christmas Story has showings on the 10th and 13th of December for the movie's 40th anniversary. All the movies can be seen at the theater in town. For showtimes, visit their website. Jimmy Kimmel will be hosting the 2024 Oscars. This will be Kimmel's 4th time hosting, and with years of live TV experience, this comes with little surprise. The 96th Oscars air live on ABC this upcoming March. The Beatles' last and final song was released on November 2nd. Now and Then is number 7 on Billboard's Top 100 chart. The song was written by John Lennon in the late 70s, accompanied by George Harrison in the early 90s, and completed this year by the remaining members using AI. Now let's send it back to the desk.
I haven't heard from them from a long time. The Now and Then song, I can't wait to hear it. What do you think?
Yeah, they're good. I want to see them. I want to hear them again.
Nice. All right, we're going to be sending it over to Ryland, where he interviews Wes Root.
Doing the hot dogs is, I don't know, food's just a universal language, and everybody needs it, you know? And like, from a biblical perspective, Jesus fed people when they were hungry. And so that's principle number one. I want to emulate Christ, but then number two, I want to do good to the community and for youth like you, right?
Yeah.
And like all these kids here. So, yeah.
All right. Has there ever been any sort of bad interaction with any of the students or staff here?
You know, I don't think I've ever had any bad exchanges or bad circumstances at all. I think actually the students are always very appreciative. Ryland, you come over pretty regularly.
Of course.
You're always appreciative. Everybody's appreciative, and it's actually kind of surprising. I think this generation kind of gets a bad rap. And so, man, I hope that the things that you guys express, and like honestly for me, like the good manners that a lot of people express and show is kind of a surprise. So good on you guys.
I mean, who doesn't love free hot dogs?
Yeah, man, all good.
If you were to give me an estimate of how many hot dogs on average you give away every Tuesday, what would you say that was?
It's at the minimum 300 dogs.
Wow.
So there's a lot of times where I got to tell people, hey, 2 dogs, or hey, sorry, 1 dog. You know, if we get low and there's still a line of people, we'll cut them short just to make sure everybody at least gets 1. But it's like around 300 or 300 plus.
Wow. And I mean, that can't be cheap. So do you have any sort of help with funding or anything like that?
Well, initially, like I said, I started just with my own youth group and kids, and I have my own budget from the church, but I've started taking donations and informing the church of what's going on, showing them like pictures and videos and stuff. And not just from my church at Calvary, but like, and not just church people, but people in general hear about what's happening, and they're like, wow, that's really cool. How can I participate? How can I contribute? So on our church website, we have a giving option for just the hot dog day. Or people will just give me cash or drop by and bring like 100 hot dogs, you know. I get it in many different ways. So, yeah.
All right. Well, do you have any words that you want to send this off with?
You know, it's absolutely my pleasure, 100%, and the more the merrier when it comes to hot dogs. You know, please come see me on a Tuesday. That's it.
All right. Well, I think I speak for a huge amount of MHS students when I say thank you for the amazing hot dogs.
You're very welcome.
And now, back to the desk.
Thanks, Rylan. This has been Bear Claw Broadcast. I'm Memphis,
I'm Davis.
and we'll be seeing you next time.